I am alone now. It's just me. I look down at my hands and see dirt. I feel sick, knowing that the rest of it left my hands and fell heavily on my father. Do not cry. Do not cry. Do not cry. Easier said than done. I taste salt. My tears were reaching my lips before I could even have the chance to wipe them from my cheeks. How could he leave me like this? How could I make a promise I had no intention to keep? Why couldn't it be her instead? My mind is spinning, and it keeps spinning. Questions and no answers. The only person with the answers I want is the woman I despise. My mother left me. She put me out of her mind. Yet I filled my head with thoughts of her, actually more of who I thought she was. Stories pieced together are all I know, but don't I deserve to know more? I feel as though an entire part of my identity has been robbed from me. I am not whole yet. My father told me to find her and get from her what is meant to be mine, an explanation about herself and about me. Was it easy? Did she weep for losing me as I have for losing my father? I will find her. I will find her and make my mind stop spinning. Waiting. I feel like I never stop waiting. But for what? What is it that I'm waiting for? Him. All this time, it was hope that was pushing me to continue waiting. My hope is gone. My waiting will cease. I will not listen for the phone to ring because it never will. Sleep. Only sleep. I crave a sleep so deep and dark that I feel nothing. It is here that I can hide from the sadness and the things I do not know. I cannot be let down here. This sleep does not need hope or waiting. It just needs to overtake me. I can't do it anymore. The dreams I have are no longer dreams. I do not wake up. Reality. I am lost. So incredibly lost. I can no longer go on waiting for someone to find me, for him to find me. But then I think of my mother, my sweet mother. Will she forgive me for this endless sleep I long for? No. No, I will put it out of my head. No one can understand these feelings but me. My struggle, my pain. Hope is never realized. I am done waiting. Dora handed me a letter. It felt heavy, a weight in my hand. It was not the paper, though. It was the words. It was what the letter contained, what my mother would say. I could not hear her voice. This entire journey, how I longed to hear her voice. Her letter saved me. It saved me from myself and my hatred towards my mother. I get it now. I finally get it. The answers I was looking for, the explanations, they were all right here in front of me, but my mother was not. I promised my father I would find her, and I did. I found her the same way I found myself after my father passed, alone. But I would not leave her alone in the last moments of her life. I held my mother in my arms like she should have held me when I was young. It was in this moment that I realized that it didn't matter to me anymore. The emptiness I felt, the emotional tornado that was swirling in my head, it was nothing compared to the sadness I felt watching my mother die before me. I watched my father die, and now my mother? My whole life I thought of her, though never wanting to meet her or look at her face. Lying before me now, I do not want to take my eyes off her. Finally feeling complete, yet losing myself all over again. My mother loves me. I know that now. I know the truth from the woman in all the stories. I can make myself whole again. Normally people are trying to figure out their futures, but I guess I just needed to figure out my past first. I set out on a journey what I thought was to find my mother, but truthfully, I think I was searching for something more. I was searching for the rest of me. I did not reach the sleep I craved. No more sadness, just anger. Him, my father. After all this time, he finally came to find me, to speak to me about his wrongs. He tells me I was in a place he knew all too well. Why now? Why did it take him 16 years to come to me? He tells me he took the time to heal. A rage swirls within me like something I have never felt before. To heal? Where the fuck was he when I needed to heal? From the pain that he caused? Nowhere. Why does he think everything will be okay now that he's ready? It doesn't work like that. All I wanted all these years was a father. Is that too much to ask for? He does not get to come back into my life so easily. I am lost again. I don't know what to do. He tells me that finding the right path is necessary to get out. He cannot save me. I need to save myself. I was on a journey all of my own. It was then that I realized that my father still had a journey to continue, to keep healing. But I was not going to ignore my father when he was in need. I would not be like him. I forgive you. I forgive you for the pain you caused me, the sadness, the waiting. But my father is right. I need to save myself. I will not be lost again. I will not wait for somebody to find me. I will find myself. A past is something that you cannot control. It creates questions that long for answers. Maybe answers that will never come. Or maybe answers that you will search for until you find them. But unlike the past, a future is something you can control. Sadness, anger, loneliness, things that you and only you can fight against. Forgiveness. It bridges the gap from your past to your future, reconnecting with the people who have wronged you or left you alone when you needed them most. You might think that you are looking for something that can only come from them. You will soon realize that you are doing it for you. I am not alone anymore. I will not wait any longer. My journey still continues.